Welcome to A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students, Lesson 190. I choose the joy of God instead of pain. Pain is a wrong perspective. When it is experienced in any form, it is a proof of self-deception. It is not a fact at all. There is no form it takes that will not disappear if seen aright. For pain proclaims God cruel. How could it be real in any form? It witnesses to God the Father's hatred of his Son, the sinfulness he sees in him, and his insane desire for revenge and death. Can such projections be attested to? Can they be anything but wholly false? Pain is but witness to the Son's mistakes in what he thinks he is. It is a dream of fierce retaliation for a crime that could not be committed, for attack on what is wholly unassailable. It is a nightmare of abandonment by an eternal love, which could not leave the Son whom it created out of love. Pain is a sign illusions reign in place of truth. It demonstrates God is denied, confused with fear, perceived as mad, and seen as traitor to himself. If God is real, there is no pain. I'm going to pause and say, wow, that sounds like a really bold claim. I'll keep reading. Let's learn. Let's go further. If pain is real, there is no God. Wow. For vengeance is not part of love. I'm going to pause here and say, A Course in Miracles throughout confirms to us that only love is real. Everything else is part of a nightmare, a delusion. And fear, denying love and using pain to prove that God is dead, has shown that death is victor over life. The body of the Son of God, corruptible in death, as mortal as the Father he has slain. Peace to such foolishness. The time has come to laugh at such insane ideas. There is no need to think of them as savage crimes or secret sins with weighty consequence. Who but a madman could conceive of them as cause of anything? Their witness, pain, is mad as they, and no more to be feared than the insane illusions which it shields and tries to demonstrate must still be true. It is your thoughts alone that cause you pain. Wow. Sometimes I'll read something in the workbook for students that just makes me pause and go, wow, I recognize the truth of this. My soul recognizes the truth of this, and yet it's so foreign to the teachings of the world. It is your thoughts alone that cause you pain. Nothing external to your mind can hurt or injure you in any way. There is no cause beyond yourself that can reach down and bring oppression. No one but yourself affects you. I'm going to read that again. No one but yourself affects you. Understand this is very foreign to what we're taught, and it might even seem unbelievable. And at this point, we're only asked to be willing to believe. Because once the truth of this becomes manifest, your power is limitless. And that is your birthright. There is nothing in the world that has the power to make you ill, or sad, or weak, or frail. But it is you who have the power to dominate all things you see by merely recognizing what you are. I'm going to pause and say, what comes to mind when I read that, what you are, is how the Course mentions several times that the Son has every attribute of the Father. As a child of God, you have every attribute of the Father. It might lie dormant. You might not be aware of it. There might be clouds passing in front of the sun, blocking out the light, but the light is still there. As you perceive the harmlessness in them, they will accept your holy will as theirs. And what was seen as fearful now becomes a source of innocence and holiness. My holy brother, think of this a while. The world you see does nothing. It has no effects at all. It merely represents your thoughts. I'm going to pause here and say, as strange as that sounds, Our physicists are proving this is true. The 2022 Nobel Prize for Physics was proving that the universe is not locally real, and that our observation affects reality. It merely represents your thoughts, and it will change entirely as you elect to change your mind and choose the joy of God as what you really want. Yourself is radiant in this holy joy, unchanged, unchanging, and unchangeable forever and forever. And would you deny a little corner of your mind its own inheritance and keep it as a hospital for pain, a sickly place where living things must come at last to die? The world may seem to cause you pain, and yet the world, as causeless, has no power to cause. I'm going to pause and say that it's almost as if picking up a baseball bat and hitting yourself over the head and then blaming the bat. It's kind of what we do emotionally with our thoughts. I'll speak for myself. It's what I often do with my thoughts. Not realizing that I'm doing it to myself. Yourself is radiant in this holy joy, unchanged, unchanging, and unchangeable forever and forever. And would you deny a little corner of your mind its own inheritance and keep it as a hospital for pain, a sickly place where living things must come at last to die? The world may seem to cause you pain, and yet the world as causeless has no power to cause. As an effect, it cannot make effects. Wow. As an illusion, it is what you wish. Your idle wishes represent its pains. Your strange desires bring it evil dreams. Your thoughts of death envelop it in fear, while in your kind forgiveness does it live. Pain is the thought of evil taking form and working havoc in your holy mind. Pain is the ransom you have gladly paid not to be free. That is so powerful. Pain is the ransom you have gladly paid not to be free. I'm going to pause and say, I know for me, when I go really deep into shadow work, what I am most afraid of is my own power. What I am most afraid of is recognizing how truly liberated I am. Because when I'm in my small self and I get to feel like everything is outside of me and everything's being done to me, I don't have to take responsibility. In pain is God denied the Son he loves. In pain does fear appear to triumph over love, and time replace eternity in heaven, and the world becomes a cruel and a bitter place where sorrows rule and little joys give way before the onslaught of the savage pain that waits to end all joy in misery. Lay down your arms and come without defense into the quiet place where heaven's peace holds all things still at last. Lay down all thoughts of danger and of fear. I'm going to read that again. And let us do this today. These are not idle words. Lay down all thoughts of danger and of fear. And if they creep in, lay them down again. Let no attack enter with you. Lay down the cruel sword of judgment. Lay down the cruel sword of judgment that you hold against your throat, and put aside the withering assaults with which you seek to hide your holiness. Here will you understand there is no pain. Here does the joy of God belong to you. This is the day when it is given you to realize the lesson that contains all of salvation's power. It is this: pain is illusion, joy reality. Pain is but sleep, joy is awakening. Pain is deception, joy alone is truth. I'm going to pause and say either God is a maniacal sociopath or God is love. Pain is deception, joy alone is truth. And so again, we make the only choice that ever can be made. We choose between illusions and the truth, or pain and joy, or hell and heaven. Let our gratitude unto our teacher fill our hearts as we are free to choose our joy instead of pain. And this teacher lies within you. Listen to this wise inner guide. We are free to choose our joy instead of pain, our holiness in place of sin, the peace of God instead of conflict, and the light of heaven for the darkness of the world. Wow, that is a really powerful lesson. It gets right to the core of it. We have this choice between love and reality, or fear and delusion and hell. I know a lot of us have spent a lot of time here, and pain can wake us up, or at a minimum cause us to go, I don't want this anymore. What else is there? And that's why you're doing A Course in Miracles, is because at least some part of you is ready to wake up to joy. Thank you for joining me today. You are beautiful. You are whole. You are complete. The Son has every attribute of the Father, and you are the Son of God. I'll see you tomorrow for lesson 191.